Good morning, everyone. Michael the Maven. Today, I want to give you my top tips and suggestions to buying camera gear on eBay. I buy camera gear on eBay. I sell camera gear on eBay. And for the most part, if you know these tools and what to look for, eBay can be a very positive buying experience. The worst is when you buy a piece of gear that is not what it was in the description, or worse yet, there is no product. They just took your money. That has also happened to me. The first thing that I look for, number one, is their feedback. If they have not sold anything, I automatically just stop looking at the listing. They should be at 100%, 100% before I buy anything. I'll make an exception if they're selling tens of thousands of items or many hundreds of items per day. Still expect it to be in the mostly positive range, 97, 98%. And in those cases, I'll go in and I'll read the feedback. You can click on their feedback percentage and you can read the negative experiences, and that'll give you a really good indication in terms of customer service. Very important, and this is something you should do when you're looking for the listing in the first place, is original images, not stock images that anybody can get. Images that show a unique, specific example of the product they're selling, something that's almost unprofessional, like they took a picture of it on their counter. That tells me this is somebody who actually owns it, and this is something that they can show you. I also look for flaws. So if it's a lens, I'm looking for abrasions, scratches on the lenses. I'm looking for dust inside the lens, certain zoom lenses and things of that nature. I look at the mount. But probably one of the best indicators that this has been taken very well care of is they have the original packaging for the box, with the manual, with the warranty card. So if you see all these things that I'm talking about and you see these pictures and they have the box, it's probably going to be absolutely legitimate. If they have a very high rating, the next thing that I do is I look at the past items they have sold. I got burned once when somebody had sold a bunch of lower end items and all of a sudden they were selling a $2,000 camera and it turned out to be a total scam. I was so angry. So look for similar things that they have sold. If they've sold many of these types of products, like cameras, for example, or lenses in the same price range, and there's lots of positive feedback, it's more believable that this is legitimate. This may be biased, but I prefer to buy from vendors in my country, the United States. I don't like buying overseas for various reasons. The shipping's longer. Sometimes there's import fees and things of that nature. So I tend to try to buy in the country that I live in. The next thing I do is I carefully read the description, and something that I'm looking for is unique language, things that would sound like a normal person would say, something that looks original. We're looking for descriptions and maybe things of why they liked it or why they're selling it. I also look for a phone number. Many camera stores will actually put the phone numbers. If the phone numbers are in there, I'll even call them up and say, hey, I saw your listing for this lens. Can you tell me about this? I'll make up some question. I just want to see how well they are about communicating. So if we see from the feedback to the description to the reviews, similar products, original images, and they have that original packaging, the probability that this is a legitimate seller goes up dramatically. Something that I like to do as a final part of this before bidding is I like to ask them a question, even if I already know the answer, because I just want to test to see how fast they get back to me and whether or not the answer indicates they really know that, what this product is and what it can do. And I'll even ask, are there any flaws that aren't here or whatnot? If you get somebody that has a picture of a lens and there's a scratch on it and they say, hey, there's a scratch right here, I tend to believe them a little bit more and trust them a little bit more because they were transparent and honest. Finally, when you make the purchase, and I know there are a lot of people who disagree with me, I like to use PayPal. Because in the case of when this woman tried to scam me, PayPal stepped in and, they said, where's the tracking number? And they protected me. And so I had a positive experience with PayPal there. And there were some protections if the product doesn't show up or if it shows up and it's defective. All of those items should check out okay. And if they all do, you have a pretty good chance of having a successful transaction on eBay. So I know that's a lot of information, but I wanted to give you a quick checklist for buying camera gear on eBay. If you found this video helpful, I would love your subscription. Check out some of my training videos for cameras and techniques. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time.